Okay, so as I was saying in the last video, sometimes they focus on the part of the story when he comes back to Ireland. So that whole incident where he falls off the horse and stuff like that, and just to talk about that. So Tosin and Crucus Nora Ilan Shego Hearn. So his whole predicament starts when he returns to Ireland. So he shouldn't have done that. Carrick Shilesh and Groupa Marvishig Strawcalt like Cluckmore Avoga. So he helps this group because they're struggling Strawcalt. We had that in Dish to move a big rock. To spawn and shit Cuid Treha Lekula and show. So this whole little Octra, this incident shows his heroic traits again. We see that he's larger, strong, Kroger, brave, agus dílis tá garm ba mar lake. So he's also loyal to his profession. Like, he's meant to be here, he's meant to be doing these things, and even, on his deathbed type thing, and he's an old man, he's still loyal to his profession. Hitchit and couples, he falls off his horse. Direct she in a shanar, he becomes an old man. And he rev she able to fill it Arashka Tirnanog, he's not able to return to Tirnanog, and things just keep getting worse after he returns to Ireland. Via Ahar August na Fina Marab, so his dad and the Fina are dead as well. Via Uignix August Brown Air, so he's obviously lonely and sad now, in possibly the worst predicament anyone could be in, where he's stuck in this place with no one waiting to die, and his wife and kids in a different, different country, I don't know what it is. But his little ray of sunshine here is Nave Podrick. And sometimes, it's a little bit of a nasty question, but sometimes they'd be like, what is St. Patrick's role in this story? So it's kind of, it's a small little part he plays, but you can get asked that as well. So a hug Nave Podrick co-luder. So Nave Podrick gives company, solace is light, I mean that metaphorically, agus docus and hope to him. So, he's the guy who introduces him to Christianity, because, right now he thinks his father is dead, but he doesn't know where he is or what happens and that type of thing. So St. Patrick could be telling him, he's going to go to heaven and you'll meet him again eventually and stuff like that. So giving him company and help is one role that St. Patrick does. And then physically, he helps Oisín go around from town to town. So Cuid Oisín go gachbalya in a rev na Fina, in almost na Fina le Nave Podrick. So he goes around to every town that the Fina were in homage to the Fina with Nave Podrick. So that's showing his loyalty to the Fina and his father as well, because he's going around to the towns and he's like, God, guys, you'll never guess the type of men that were in this town and helping you out and that type of thing. So he's still loyal to them. And also, he wouldn't have been able to do this without Nave Podrick, so that's another role that Nave Podrick played. So Ní Cullen sé a yield shock, he doesn't lose his loyalty to his bros. And hug Nave Podrick coward Oisín mar bhí sé in a Jan Ar. So he gives help to Oisín because he's an old man. I think these 3 lines are quite important. I got people to highlight these in class. It's all the Tishel Ginnadach here now. So Mura Vaihig sé Erla Neve equivalent in the hill. If he did not leave Ireland with Neve, he wouldn't have this conflict in his life. Like, he wants to be, in Tirnanog, but he also wants to be back home type thing. Mura Filfig sé, if he didn't leave Tirnanog, Vig sé fós in a coni I Tirnanog, och vi sé dílis dar. So if he didn't leave, he would still be living in Tirnanog, but he was loyal to his dad, so he did leave Tirnanog. So his loyalty, made his whole life fall apart. And being loyal to Neve and going with her also made his life kind of start falling apart. Then Mura Caroig sé na fear, if he did not help the men, Vig sé fós og larger agus Rashla na clan I Tirnanog. I think that's the saddest one. But if he didn't help those men, if he wasn't loyal to his job as a hero and all that type of thing, he would still be young, strong, and back with his family in Tirnanog. So Tishel Ginnadach ended in F-A-D-H, F-E, whatever I used to say in class, O for the D-H. So remember to study those endings on your Quizlet. I've made a video and I've put all of that up in Google Classroom as well, so make sure you're doing it. Okay, to summarise St. Patrick, if you get a question about him, hug sé coward Oisín, mar bhí sé ina éonar. So he gives him help because he was totally left on his own. He's the only person left for him. Déis sé le Oisín, so he listens to Oisín. Duine sé scéalta dó faoi crógach na Fina agus faoi Neve. So, you know, Nave Podrick would have been learned and able to read and write and that type of thing. So he listened to Oisín's stories about the bravery of the Fina and Neve. So he's probably the reason we know this story today. Buchas le Nave Podrick tá an scéil goin anish, so thanks to St. Patrick we have this story now. Hug sé dochas do, moon bhún sé doshin faoin Christiacht. So he gives him hope, he teaches him about Christianity. Okay, so the next video I'm going to do is on this Treha villages. This is a very unique thing to this story. It's folklore. Okay, so it's made up stories that travelled due to word of mouth. So these stories weren't written down. Yeah, so the next video will be on that.